They say happy wife, happy life. And how to make a wife happy? Well, give her a lot of money. That's not scientific and that's not true. But one thing for sure is money is the leading cause of divorce for many couples. So it's really important that you have a conversation with your partner about money. Because money, while it may not be able to make the relationship better, it definitely can kill the relationship. And that's why today we're going to dive into a conversation on how to talk to your partner about money. Back in the second year of my marriage, I took a big leap to leave my stable career and started entrepreneurship. That's not really a big problem. But before that, I wasn't really managing my money that well, so I didn't really have a lot of savings. So when I jumped into entrepreneurship and at the same time organized a wedding with my wife, that's the straw that broke the camel's back. Shortly after that, my financial life just went into chaos. Especially when that business failed and I found myself in debt. Then in the third year, I started Mr. Money TV, which eventually grew into a media company as it is today. But I believe none of this would have happened if I did not open up about my finances with my partner. So why do I say that? Why is it important to actually discuss about money with your partner? Can't we just leave that piece of information out? You know how much you make, I know how much I make, and whatever it is, let's not disturb each other's money.
Yeah, boy.
Well, it may work for certain people, but I believe in most marriages, it doesn't work this way. Think of it like this. A marriage is actually like a team sport. You can only win if both of you have an aligned goal and channel the resources together to reach those goals. And just like in a sport like football or basketball, while you and your partner may play a different role, like maybe someone is going to attack, someone is going to defend, but ultimately, the end goal is the same. Otherwise, you can't be playing on the same team. So opening up about finances and talking about money in a relationship is just like discussing about strategy before entering a football game. And you know what? Talking about money in a relationship isn't just about budgeting or saving. Those are pretty simple to do. All you need to do is a spreadsheet and you know each other's number. But more importantly, it's about aligning your life's goal, then strategically pulling your resources together to reach those goals. So this is Mr. Money's guide on how you can talk to your partner about money. Begin by identifying those financial goals that you have. Take note, there are two types of goals to consider. The first goal is what we call a team goal and the second, an individual goal. Let's start with team goals. Think of team goals as aspiration that you and your partner share as a family or as a couple. Maybe it could be things like buying a dream home or traveling the world together or investing in your children's private education. Whatever it may be, it is something that both of you have agreed to commit to achieve together. Then let's talk about individual goals. Think about those dreams that resonate with you personally. Even before you were together, it could be completing an ultra marathon or either starting your own business or anything that can be really close to your heart. It may involve your partner and it may not involve your partner. Either way, it's perfectly fine because it's really okay to have your individual goal. Ultimately, even in a relationship, you are an individual and it's important that you don't lose yourself despite of being in a relationship. So here's the thing, when you guys come together and discuss these goals, whether it's team goals or the individual goals, there are a few things that you have to keep in mind. If not, it may turn into a very ugly conversation. The rule number one is to listen to your partner without judging. The idea is to listen to their goals and not ridicule them or guilt trip them for having their own goals. This happens very often, especially if a partner share their goal and they feel like they're not part of that dream that they have. Now, it's important that you respect their aspiration as part of their identity, and let me tell you what, if you disrespect your partner's dream, it is a surefire way to create unhappiness in your relationship. Then rule number two, when you are sharing about your goal, it is important that you reassure your partner that they are still a priority to you. Make it clear to them that when you're sharing these goals, it's because you want them to be a part of your life and you just want to share what your dreams are to them so that they get to know you better. And do understand, if your partner feels a little bit sidelined or sad when you're talking about your personal ambition with that great passion, do assure them that they are a part of your life. it is very important to balance the excitement of your goals with the reassurance of your commitment to this relationship. Some of you may be wondering if there's actually a formula of what's right, what's wrong, and how to settle with one common goal together. Unfortunately, there's no such thing. Alright, talking about great offers, there's a fantastic deal for all investors, whether you're a beginner or a seasoned pro. To celebrate Moomoo Malaysia's launch in Malaysia, they're offering 0% commission fees for the first 6 months to new user. But even without this special, their usual rate is just 99 cents USD plus 0.03% of the trade value for trading in the US market and 3 ringgit plus 0.03% of the trade value for trading in the Malaysian market. These are incredible opportunity that you shouldn't pass up. Besides their ability to trade both US stock and Malaysia stock on one platform, Moomoo's platform features cater to both novice and experienced traders. It's more than just a trading app. It's a tool for research and uncovering new investment opportunities. I personally enjoy using their industry chain feature, which gives you a complete perspective on the value chain from upstream to downstream, helping you to identify the potential investment opportunities within specific industry. Now, having used Moomoo for a while now, it's evident that they're not just another trading platform, but they aim to revolutionize how we trade in Malaysia. With super low fees and right now at 0% commission for the first 6 months, well, it's an obvious decision. And a host of all these innovative features for you to look for investment opportunity. And lastly, the assurance of being regulated by Security Commission. It's just like what they say, Moomoo represents not just a choice, but the future of trading at our fingertips. Alright, enough about them, and now let's get back to our video. Every couple and every relationship is unique. What is your priority together is unique to yourself. So, I can't help you with that. You will have to discuss through it and share your values and your personal dreams with each other so that you can settle on a common goal together. Step 1. Once you're ready to start talking to your partner about money, the first thing that you need to do is grab a piece of pen and paper and list your goal in detail. It's important that both of you discuss what each goal means to the both of you, both as a couple and as an individual. For instance, you might want to write something like, I want to buy this Rolex because it makes me feel
really proud of myself.
The point here is this, is for the both of you to understand each other's core values and what each other wants. Behind the goals, what are the motivation that pushes you or your partner to want this goal? Now, once you're done with the first part, it's time to prioritize these goals. It's important that both of you come together to decide on which are the priority in all these goals that are listed. I would suggest you to select 3 goals to focus on in the near future, 1 that is for the family and 1 for each of you. So that makes it 3 goals in total. For the family, it could be something like saving up a certain amount to renovate your house. Or for the individuals, it could be like buying a watch or something like that, whatever it is. At least now you are covering all 3 parts and everyone get to be happy. Let me give you a good tip. If earlier when your partner was sharing his or her goal and you find it a little bit ridiculous or you don't really want the person to do that, this is the best time for you to share why you think that other goals are more important currently. Do remember the purpose of this part of the conversation is for both of you to come together to foster the unity and have a shared purpose together. And hopefully it makes the relationship stronger as well. Once you've selected the priorities to focus on, now is the time to identify the necessary resources to achieve those goals. In this part, as you try to figure out how to achieve each of these goals, it's important that you dive deep into the specific, because that will help you to identify what are those specific resources that need to be channeled in. For example, if the common goal is a family holiday, you may need to consider the kind of accommodation. Where are you guys gonna live? Is it a 5-star hotel, or is it a 3-star, or is it just a normal chalet? And dining options, are you okay with fine dining or street food and activities that you're gonna do? And also, are you gonna go shopping? How much are you gonna spend there? And how much of time is needed? Because aside from financial resources, there is also the resources that's non-financial, such as can you guys take leave from work? or which month in the year that you guys gotta go. For example, maybe your partner has always had a Christmas dinner with the family and something that's not to be missed. But for you, maybe you really want to go during year end, Christmas time. You guys gotta work out the details. In that way, you are able to discover what are those resources that needs to be channeled in and what are the compromises that needs to be made in order to achieve these goals. Once you're done identifying and planning the resources that's required to achieve those goals, now this next part is my favorite part. It's simply evaluating and prototyping. What do we mean by that? Just find a day, sit down, and think seriously about how much you will enjoy this particular trip, or how is it really going to be like when you achieve those goals. Try to play out the scenario and discuss it with your partner. You may find something interesting. In my experience, I have tried doing this with my wife, and what I realized is that sometimes at the end of it, it's not worth me investing those resources to achieve those goals, and therefore changing my goals. But there are also times that when I imagine it together with her and we prototype it together, we give it a try, and we realize that those things are actually much more important than we thought. So it is important that you actually prototype this experience to figure out whether is it really something that both of you want to work on together. Now, after all those things, now what's left is just to review and adjust your strategy. Now, what you can do is to repeat this process for other goals. But remember, this is not a one-time discussion, but it could be an ongoing discussion that may span over several sessions. It could be weeks, it could be months. You have to be patient and take your time to understand why your partner thinks in a certain way. And remember this, there's no one-size-fits-all approach. And it's okay that the strategy or the goals change over time. So how this whole thing worked for me? Me and my wife, we always wanted to own our own home because currently we are still living with my mom, and so it's not my house. Initially, we thought buying any house will do. But eventually we realized that if we were to move out, we really wanted a place that feels like ours, something that's designed to our liking. And we know that that's gonna cost us some money. So after many discussion and evaluation, we decided that we should just prioritize on investing our money. So at least after investing for a while, as we accumulate the money, we may be able to do that, which is to buy a house that we really, really love. On top of that, we also realized that in this period of our lives, we do want to explore more things such as hobbies and traveling. So we'd rather channel our financial resources to these things rather than an immediate home ownership, because by owning that dream home that we really wanted means we won't be able to invest much, nor will we be able to invest in those hobbies or travels that we always wanted to as well. And by doing that, it allowed us to maintain our happiness and financial health. So by going through this whole process, it helps us to understand that while beautiful home is something that we really would want, but it's not urgent enough for us to own it right now. And there are other things that can make us more happy. So if you have time, I do recommend you to take some time off this weekend to discuss about finances with your partner. And do remember, talking about money with your partner is a continuous journey of self-discovery and mutual understanding. It helps you to become closer with each other as well. It's about finding what's truly important to each of you and how you can support one another in achieving those dreams. And you may find yourself rediscovering your priorities. You may find certain things not as important than you once thought. And there are certain things that are more important to you right now than you know. So have you ever had a conversation about money with your partner? Or you have tried, but there are certain challenges that makes it hard? Well, share with us in the comments so we can have an open discussion about it.